Well, hello, and welcome back to another Jimmy to Lunch video. Today we have a day off from work, which is fantastic. Worked a long day yesterday, a little bit tired, went out drinking, you know, as it is. But today, slightly hungover, but I feel like steak. Now, there's a lot of places to eat steak in Melbourne, a lot of very good places, but it is going to be 30 degrees, so I don't necessarily want to go all the way into town. We're going to go 3/4 of the way into town, so not exactly, you know, not doing a crazy, but we're going to go to a pub. Now this is one of these, I guess you call them gastropubs. I don't really think of them as gastropubs. I used to run gastropubs in London, and those gastropubs are very different to what gastropubs are now, but it's a very nice pub. The Builders Arms on Gertrude Street in Fitzroy, or Collingwood, I guess. I think it's on the border. No, it's Fitzroy, it's definitely Fitzroy. And we're going to have steak, maybe some oysters to start, and see whatever else they've got on their menu. Probably some beers, a few white wines maybe, that sort of day. Ooh, a rosé if they have a rosé, love a rosé. And basically just eat until we're full and then roll home, which is going to be lovely. Yeah. I'm kind of excited about this. I've been thinking about this for 2-3 days now. I don't eat a lot of steak, maybe twice a year, 3 times a year I'll have steak, or even beef for that matter. So it's always a kind of treat. But I got paid yesterday, so let's go spend all that money. See you in a bit. Okay, hello. We are at the Builders. I hope you can hear me. It's nice and busy here. Hopefully you would have just seen the menu before. Lots of interesting things on there. And what we're going to start with is one of the Pacific oysters with some lemon. Just nice, easy kind of good starter. And then, awesome, thank you, sir.
So the oysters and the overhead.
Oh no, the stracciatella. Yeah. And then we're going to have the stracciatella, roast pumpkin, burnt honey and sage. So stracciatella is kind of like it's a form of buffalo mozzarella. Basically, they take the curds of mozzarella and then remix it with some of the kind of cream of the cheese. So it's a very soft. You know, it's almost it doesn't have substance. It's kind of like jelly-ish. Not jelly. No, jelly's the wrong word. But yeah. It's that, it's a cheese basically. It's a very young, undeveloped mozzarella style cheese, I think coming from the south of Italy. I'm going to try and explain a few more things about the food that I'm ordering and eating as we go. A friend of mine, Oscar, commented on a video a week or so ago saying, you know, oh, I've never heard of this thing, you know, can you give a bit more detail? So I'm going to try and do that with the things that I eat. I'm not saying I know everything, so I might get some things wrong, but hopefully we'll get some things right. Well, we've got our menus, we've got our wine list, we've got our beer, we've got a brand new copy of The Economist. This is going to be a really nice lunch. Okay, so we're also going to go a little bit more into depth about what we're drinking. So I've ordered a glass of white here. So this is the Spinifex Lola Semillon Blend 2019. It's from the Barossa Valley in South Australia. So this is blended Semillon. I think it's roughly 50% Semillon, and then 3 other grapes. I can't remember exactly at the moment. What we should get here, hopefully, is something that's got a lot of body. Semillon traditionally is in a kind of a full-bodied wine. It's often used in sweet wines as well, but it's not so much anymore. It's kind of less traditional. I don't know, it's not as popular as it used to be as a grape in my view. I like it as a grape, I think it's fantastic, and I think this blend should work really well in that this should go quite well with food. So we're going to start with this. Obviously we'll probably have a few different ones, but we'll start with this. Hopefully you've seen a little bit of the wine list. I posted that up as well. Some interesting stuff there. I'm not going to go for any of the orange or natural wines. I'm not a huge fan of that. I should try some more, but the stuff I've tried has not really made me happy. I don't know, I've been thinking about this a lot since I now work in a wine shop. So we sell wine, you know, I should expand the horizons a little bit, but I guess I'm a little bit of a traditionalist and I kind of like what I like, which is usually old world, big fat drinkable wines, basically. But yeah, this is lovely so far. Yeah, it's nice, off dry, well, off dry to dry, definitely body there. So this should hold up well against the kind of the stuff we're having, the oyster and the stracciatella, definitely to start. And then we'll have to see, you know, where we go from there. I think because of the sage in the stracciatella salad, so stracciatella, roast pumpkin, honey and sage, I think this will work quite well to counteract the honey and the sage. So, should be good. Okay, so looking very, very nice. I just asked him the oysters from Tasmania, which is lovely. I'm going to squeeze a tiny bit of lemon juice on that baby. And then we're going to pop the whole thing in. Hopefully I don't make a mess. Oh wow, that's lovely. That's lovely. I think I've said before in a video that I don't eat a lot of oysters, but I've probably had more oysters in the last couple of weeks. Fantastic, fresh, really, you know, that good kind of salt, brininess, but nothing like just fresh, just like fresh. Oh, didn't actually need the lemon. I don't think actually it would have been perfect by itself. Absolutely lovely. And then yeah, let's try this stracciatella. Let's have a quick look here. So you can see the kind of curdy, cheesy mess at the bottom underneath this pumpkin, this honey sauce. See it like that. Yeah. So I don't technically know how they make this, but it's kind of at some point in the process they stretch and rip or tear the curds of the mozzarella and then remix it back with, not cream, you know, it's not like they take extra cream, but like the, again, maybe the starting process of the cheese itself. That's just lovely. One of the things these guys do is they do have a big kind of barbecue in the back, where they char, they cook stuff, and I don't know if this was cooked there, but this pumpkin looks amazing. There's something about pumpkin. Sweet. You've got the really nice caramelization around the edges. There's this honey sauce. Wow. Yeah, and it's not like overcooked, so it's too soft. Hey, that is a fantastic little starter. Really, really good. Rich, sweet pumpkin, creamy stracciatella, and then this honey. The sage I haven't actually tried with it, but I mean, sage and pumpkin are already a massive good match. Excellent dish. Excellent dish. All right, now we're going to think about what we're going to order for seconds. So that was first course. That was excellent. Goes very well with the wine, by the way. We've got a few kind of smaller medium plates here. There's a prawn omelette, a smoked eel and bacon salad, a house-made duck terrine, and some mussels. I think we're going to go for the smoked eel and bacon salad since it's been a long time since I've had that. So I think that's going to be next. Yeah. Okay, so in between waiting for the next course, which is going to be the smoked eel and bacon salad, we've ordered a glass of a chilled red. So this is a red wine that's been put in the fridge. This is the Vicious Vino Gamay from the Thick as Thieves producers in, I can't actually remember where they are. King Valley, yeah, so Victoria, so in the state that I'm in now. I haven't had this one before, and I'm unsure of how well it will go with the eel. I think it should work okay, and if it doesn't, it's still going to be lovely, so it should be fine. The wine itself, some lovely fruity aromas. Oh yeah, actually I think that's going to work really well. You've got a lot of kind of rich fruit on the front, and definitely a bit of sweetness at the back. Yeah, I think that's going to work quite well. You know, the thing with eel, especially smoking the eel, is it's actually a sweet it becomes a sweet thing as well. But there's that kind of smokiness. I think this might be good enough to cut through it. We'll see. They could match too well, and it could just be a little bit overwhelming, but it's still going to be lovely. Okay, wow, this looks amazing. Didn't realise it came with a poached egg as well, which is absolutely brilliant. A couple of little potatoes there as well. Very nice crispy bacon. We're going to see if we can start with a little piece. So this is the eel. We haven't had smoked eel before. Eels, I don't know what the hell an eel is, but this is lovely. Ooh. I don't know what that is, but it's brilliant. This is olive oil, but there's also smokiness from the eel, but like some sort of spice, curry spice. I can't tell what that is, but it's fantastic. Yeah, this is oh wow. The only thing I will say is I don't like this salad leaf is called frise. Not a big fan of it, but that's just a personal thing. Lovely. Oh yeah, this is awesome. We've got a bit of everything. We'll drop the egg, that's fine. The eel, the potato, the loveliness, a bit of bacon. I'll never stop loving food. Everybody loves food, obviously, but just the joy of eating something that's well done, well balanced. Because all of that works. I mean, it's not like it's crazy to stick eel and bacon together with egg. It's a classic combination, but when it's done well, it's done well. Let's see how that works with this. Really well. Really well. The eel is definitely not as kind of sweet as I thought it would be, so this actually, yeah, and there's a lot more kind of herbs within the salad, and I guess you get the kind of starchiness of the potato that helps to kind of soften everything out. As a pairing, they actually work really well. God, I love it when things go well. Okay, so for our main course, and I know we've probably passed the point where most people will be full by now, but I'm going to eat. We're going to have the 300-gram O'Connor flank with organic leaves and Café de Paris butter. Now, so steak. We're going to have steak and butter, basically. I've skipped the fries on this one because I have already eaten a lot, and I'm not a huge fan of fries, to be honest. But also, I'm doing this because of the Café de Paris butter. Now, Café de Paris butter is basically, think of it, butter with loads of herbs in it. And also, I think capers and maybe anchovies. I remember having this many years ago, and this is a long back in London. There used to be a restaurant called Pizarro's. It still might be there. A friend of mine used to run it. I was dating a woman, Elsa, I think at the time. Actually, she lived in Melbourne. I spoke to her last week. But it was, I'd never had it before then. I'd not seen it, you know. I think I'd been in London maybe 1 or 2 years, 3 years maybe. And having this Café de Paris butter was fantastic. It's just packed full of flavour and herbaceousness, and just, it's fantastic. It goes so well with steak. It's my favourite thing in the world. So I rarely pass up an opportunity to have Café de Paris butter. So that's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And I remember, if I remember rightly, a few years back I was in town in Melbourne visiting my sister, and for her wedding I think, and I came here, and the Café de Paris butter and the steak were fantastic. So I'm hoping this works well. We have ordered the flank, so the flank's a little bit of a, I guess it's not as, it's not going to be like, it's not, we're not talking about fillet here, you know, there's going to be some texture to it, there's going to be some fattiness to it, there's going to be probably a little bit of sinew to it, but it should be absolutely fantastic. I have ordered it medium, only because I'd usually go for a medium rare. I'm not a rare person, so medium rare is usually my choice, or usually whatever the chefs kind of decide that piece of meat needs. But I wanted to go medium just because I haven't eaten a steak here for a while. I can't remember exactly, you know, this producer, Connor, you know, and so I just want to be a little bit like, okay, let's put it a little bit more just in case I find it a little bit tough or something like that. It's just personal preference basically. But I mean, usually in any good place, and this is definitely a good place, I would just go with whatever they recommend the steak to be cooked at. And actually I think it's something that a lot of places are missing out on, you know. Not necessarily every steak has to be cooked rare or medium rare to gain the full benefit. Some steaks do benefit from a little bit of a longer cooking or a slow cooking. Some steaks benefit from this and that, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it's always, in my view, as a, you know, a sometimes chef, is to kind of guess and let the, not guess, but to let the people tell you what. Let the staff tell you what they think it should be done at. And you're usually going to get a fantastic meal. Now I've just looked out the window and some guys just got the roasted cauliflower, which looks awesome. I maybe should have got that. It's not as big as I thought it was. It could be a good side. However, it is 24 bucks, so I don't think I can have that as a side. Anyway, for this we're going to stick with beer. So I've gone back to beer now, which is going to give me a headache tomorrow for sure. But I didn't want to go for a big heavy red. It's almost 28, 29, 30 degrees outside, you know, so it's not cold. A big red with a steak is probably going to put me into a coma very quickly. So I thought beer will help, fresh, crisp, and we're just going for a basic lager, or yeah, basic lager. This is Carlton Draft, and now I'm hiccuping because I just drank a bit. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what comes next, and hiccup again, we might do cheese and pudding after this as well. Okay, the steak. This looks amazing. This smells amazing. Just taking a little bit off the end there. Fantastic. You're really getting a flavour of the char, the kind of crust. Been cooked on a proper grill, and the Cafe de Paris butter. Fresh, lovely. With the salad, this is going to be absolutely a fantastic meal. High protein. If I was like a gym guy, high protein, what is about all the muscle building? I don't know. But literally, absolutely lovely. I'm gonna thoroughly enjoy this. Ice cream sandwich. Malted chocolate ice cream sandwich. It's lovely. You can see down here. Got pistachios, little bits of, I think, honeycomb. Got a chocolate biscuit or cake, ice cream in between, and then chocolate bits or nibs. Yeah, really lovely. Easy, simple, classic, nothing too crazy about it. Yeah, and a very good end to the lunch. I'm going to skip the cheese. It's a cheddar. I would love it normally, except that I've eaten too much food, and the cheddar is a little bit heavier on my belly than say a, I don't know, a Comte or a Manchego would be. So we'll see. Okay, we have finished lunch. You can see the builders behind me. We finished with the malted chocolate thing. That was pretty epic. Started with oysters, the stracciatella pumpkin salad type thing, the smoked eel and bacon salad, then the rump steak or flank, I can't remember now. I think it was the flank with the cafe de Peru butter, and then finishing off with the malted chocolate. An absolutely amazing meal, fantastic. Lovely wines in there as well. A really good day all in all. I would highly recommend popping by if you get a chance. Please click the like if you can, subscribe if you want to. It really helps me out, and I'll see you again in the next Jimmy 2 lunch. And that was definitely, that was 2 lunches. That could have been a meal for 3 people, to be honest. I'm pretty full now. I'm gonna have to maybe walk a little bit, walk off lunch. Yay, bye.